And now I'd like to introduce the president of the organization that is in the forefront of the effort to reduce gun violence and promote a safer community. The Rhode Island Coalition Against Gun Violence is the overarching coalition that we are partnered to. So it is now my privilege to introduce the president of the coalition, a distinguished corporate lawyer, legislative activist, Jerry Belair.
Thank you all for coming today and for testifying and helping do what's right for the kids and the citizens of our community. It's so much appreciated, and it's so great to see you all here. I've got 2 minutes, and I got to talk about a lot of stuff, so I'm going to do what I've told never to do, and that's speak fast. We're here to demand from our elected officials to implement common sense gun laws and reject laws that are being proposed to weaken our existing firearm statutes. The first bill is House Bill 7856. It would allow firearms in our schools by any person 18 years and older. This, of course, is a response to Wayne LaPierre's comments after Sandy Hook that the only way to stop a bad man with a gun is a good man with a gun. We reject this theory, and we reject it outright. Arming teachers, custodians, lunch ladies, and students will make our schools less safe, not more safe. On the domestic violence, we have Bill 7310, and it's to outlaw the issuing of licenses to misdemeanor domestic violent offenders. We believe that if you can't keep your hands in a violent way off your domestic partner, then you shouldn't have your hands on a gun. So House Bill 7310 will protect women from domestic violence with a firearm, and we urge you to support it. House Bill 7586 would require that a seller destroy all records of a sale within 30 days. Presently, it's required that this information be kept for 6 years. In a crime, it's imperative that law enforcement have the tools to trace the gun that committed the crime. Destroying these records will seriously impact those efforts. The legislature should do everything it can to assist law enforcement in finding the source of guns that are used in crime, not thwarting those efforts. House Bill 7376 is a proposal to make renewal of a concealed carry permit automatic, in effect creating a lifetime permit. Under the existing law, an applicant for a concealed carry permit must show that he or she has a good reason and is a suitable person. Every 4 years, when an applicant reapplies for this license, the issuing authority has the opportunity to evaluate whether the applicant's circumstances have changed or not. This proposed change would handcuff law enforcement, and once again, we should be helping law enforcement and not handcuffing them. Finally, 2 very important bills. The assault weapons ban, House Bill 7583, and the large capacity magazine, House Bill 7585, would ban military-style assault weapons and large capacity ammunition magazines. You're going to hear over and over again today that military-style assault weapons are no more dangerous than firearms, that they just look ugly and the features are merely cosmetic. That's a favorite term used by the gun lobby. This is a lie. The features added to assault weapons are added to make them more lethal. Folding or telescoping stock make them concealable and transportable. A pistol or a thumb hole grip allows a person to steady the gun while they spray from the hip position rather than using it from a shoulder position. It allows the shooter to control the firearm. They'll also tell you that these weapons are semi-automatic and therefore no different than any other semi-automatic out there. They accept large capacity magazines of up to 100 rounds. A competent shooter can fire 30 rounds in 5 seconds, compared to 2 seconds for a fully automatic. Rhode Island law limits the number of rounds to 5 when hunting deer. Rhode Island law limits the number of rounds to 3 when hunting ducks. If we can limit the number of rounds in a firearm to protect deer and ducks, how can we not limit the number of rounds to protect our children and our citizens? So enough is enough. We're here to demand action. The NRA, fueled by millions of dollars contributed by the gun industry, sponsors laws which makes it easy for criminals, terrorists, and the mentally ill to get firearms, no questions asked. Now they're trying to convince the rest of us that we need to arm ourselves against the criminals, terrorists, and mentally ill individuals that they've armed without detection. It's time that we remove military-style assault weapons and large-capacity magazines from the equation. I thank you all. That's all I have to say because I don't want to use up any more time. And Gene, appreciate very much your being here and supporting us and all of the other organizations. Thank you all.